Hello there, my name is Bob Pickering, Emergency Management Technician. I'm presenting this edition of the Flagler Weather Update from here at the Emergency Operations Center. Just a reminder, I'm not a meteorologist. All the weather information I present comes from the National Weather Service. Now let's take a quick look at the tropics. Nothing going on that's affecting Flagler County, so let's move right along into something that will be affecting Flagler County. The National Weather Service is giving us signals that a nor'easter is forecast to affect us as we go into the weekend. That's going to bring some coastal hazards to our local beaches with strong onshore winds developing late Friday with winds gusting up to 20-30 miles an hour, sustained winds at the coastal locations by Friday evening, and that should last through Saturday. You might even see the odd gust up to gale force. Of course, that's going to increase our rip currents to high risk likely by Saturday, and surf up to 6 to 8 feet would be possible Friday evening through Saturday associated with this. Again, the main things we're going to be watching is things right along the coast, beach erosion, rip currents, and also could be some periods of showers. So let's take a little bit more detail of what we're expecting here in Flagler County as long as this nor'easter. So as we go through Friday, things will cool off and become breezy with winds increasing as we get into the latter part of Friday and into Saturdays, where those stronger winds are expected with improving conditions as we get to Sunday. And the end result of that is going to be some rough surf, dangerous rip currents, and beach erosion right along our coast. It could even be some overwash near some of the lower points along the beaches, especially in the northern part of Flagler County during times of high tide. Now, there could be also some nuisance flooding along the intracoastal waterway as we go mainly on Saturday, and that's mainly going to be affecting those really low-lying areas that typically see flooding whenever the ICW and intracoastal is higher than normal. We're not expecting anything widespread by any means, but again, those really low-lying areas could see some water up on them during times of high tide, and it could be a brief spell of some heavy rainfall associated with this. Again, mainly on Saturday. It's just really hard to pick out where any of that heavy rain is going to fall associated with these nor'easters. You have to kind of wait and see where it sets up. So why is that happening? Strong high pressure system to the north is going to be bringing some stronger winds along the east coast as a cold front moves through and settles to our south, and the pressure differences between that front to the south and strong high pressure to the north is going to bring us those breezy to windy conditions and set up for our nor'easter. So let's take a little bit better look now at our expected weather through the next several days. One more nice day left, and that's today, Thursday, and then things start to get breezy and cooler on Friday, and then unsettled on Saturday with the nor'easter affecting us. Again, for most of us in Flagler County, it's going to be more of an unsettled nuisance weather day, and the main concerns being right along the immediate beaches and coast, but conditions should improve the latter part of the weekend with improving conditions further into next week. So Sunday, definitely the better day of the weekend. So a more detailed look at our forecast for the rest of today. Sunny spells and cloud, with cloud thickening up, kind of fading the sun as we go through today, and our forecast is calling for that with maybe the odd spell of or spot of rain rather as we get into the overnight hours. Highs in the lower 80s, lows generally in the lower 60s Thursday night. Now as we get into Friday, breezy conditions begin to set in. Will cool off a little bit too, maybe some showers or the odd spot of rain mainly during the morning, becoming breezy in the afternoon. Highs struggling to get to 70 degrees as that cooler air moves in, but lows in the upper 60s Friday night rather, as those winds begin to turn more onshore and blow some of that warmer air over the ocean back over the county. Now, those winds will set us up for the nor'easter mainly on Saturday, where most of this is going to be felt, and mainly along the coast is where those stronger winds. It will be breezy across the entire county, but windy conditions, especially right along the coast and exposed areas. We could see 20 to 30 mile per hour sustained winds with the odd gust perhaps approaching gale force. Now, looking at Saturday, variable cloud and passing showers with breezy to windy conditions, again, mainly right along the beaches. Temperatures peaking in the lower 70s, lows generally in the upper 60s at night. Now, as we get into Sunday, conditions begin to improve Sunday through Monday, becoming more seasonable and settled. Risk of a shower mainly on Sunday, highs in the 70s, lows in the 60s. And as we get into next week, our outlook right now is calling for settled and fresher air moving into the region, cooling things down a little bit with highs in the lower 70s, lows in the 50s. Now, looking at the beaches, it's going to be nice to start off with, but things will be changing quite quickly, so be keen on that if you're going to the beach. Surf 2 to 3 feet right now, but it'll be increasing to 6 to 8 feet by the weekend. Surf temperature 74 degrees. Low risk of rip currents right now, increasing to moderate on Friday and then high risk by Saturday. So definitely not good for the beach this weekend. So if you're going to go to the beach, today's basically your last really good beach day. Moderate UV index, so if you go, make sure you sunblock up. Now, stay updated on this as weather's always changing. Again, for majority of Flagler County, the nor'easters can be more of a nuisance event, so it's nothing really to be alarmed about. But if you do have interest right along the beaches or coastal, those those areas is where you're going to be kind of wanting to pay attention to the weather and be mindful of what's going on. FlaglerCounty.org. You click on the weather section there to get to our latest weather information from the National Weather Service. You can click on your weather radio for that as well. If you want to keep up on the tropics, go to hurricanes.gov. You can find this program on Spectrum by tuning to channel 492, or if you go to YouTube and Google Flagler County, you can find us on YouTube as well. Not just this program, but other fine Flagler County programs. That's going to wrap it up from the Emergency Operations Center. Have a lovely weekend.